The market is aware of the new NSCC SFT equity clearing service. What would be Broadridge's role as an approved trade submitter?
Thanks, Justin. So an approved trade submitter, its role is to bring together the trade flow from the lenders and the borrowers and to then match it, ensure that the data is the same from both parties, and then submit down to NSCC on the behalf of both parties. And we call that like the Y shape. So it's essentially a Y. You have two inflows and then one outflow. And then the reverse of that will be that when NSCC accept that trade event, that's then pushed back up to the parties or can be visualized on the Broadridge UI. So it's a fairly simple process. Equally, the process involves not just trades, but rate changes, rolls, cancels, etc. So all of that flow comes in from the lenders and borrowers. It's matched off, pushed down to NSCC for communication, and then it then follows the life cycle. So it's definitely a new role that's not been used before.
Why did Broadridge get involved, and what do you bring to this?
Broadridge actually has a history of having market utilities like this. So we, as part of the work that we do for regulatory, we have matching and communication services already. We obviously have a background in the middle and back office functions within the US market anyway through the impact and BPS products. We already have a large amount of clients using a comparable service with the FIC repo and sponsored repo services on the cleared side, where we do all the messaging protocols there. So we have a lot of background in this, and this was just a natural extension for us to offer up this service to our clients.
Is there demand for this product? Do you have interested participants already?
Yeah, absolutely. We're seeing a lot of demand coming from both sides, the lender and the borrower side of the world. And we've had a number of meetings. We've got clients at different stages of discussion, trying to understand with them how it's going to work from them, what their volumes look like, what their even down the levels of what the connectivity is going to look like within that type of stuff. So some really good discussions with clients, and they're all ongoing across the sort of the lender and borrower community.
What type of organisations do you see using this utility, and is there a different use case based on size?
Yeah, a great question. So obviously it's about supply and demand. So the supply needs to be there on the asset side. So the agent lenders, asset managers, etc., are definitely looking at this as an ability to get their supply out. On the demand side, you obviously have the broker dealers, the banks, etc., who are looking to be able to tap on that. That side does get the ultimate sort of capital reduction benefits. And so the borrowing side are really keen to make sure the supply is going to be there and they can access it and clear it to get that reduction. The question about the different sizes is a really good one, because we've had to think about that as part of the offering. For a large organisation, they may well look to have connectivity and messaging going on to transmit the trade events to us, etc. For a smaller organisation who are maybe have a smaller book size or a smaller number of trades per day, are they okay with just dragging a spreadsheet in and putting it into the UI? Do they want to perhaps manually key those tickets in? So we've had to think about the different size and how that affects the usability of the application. Underlying, everyone will get the same service. Everyone's trades would be matched. It would then be submitted to NSCC as part of our role. But how those events get to us might be different for different types of organisations. And obviously, as the market size grows as well, we may see organisations who are quite manual to begin with moving into more automation. And that's part of the ability that we give with the tools that we have.
What timescales are you working towards for clients to begin testing this service?
At the moment, it's obviously a product that's still to be approved by the regulator in the US. We're working with DTC on the build that we're doing. So we're going to start with direct NSCC testing to check all the flows are working, check all the message protocols are right. So we're going to be starting to do that towards the end of this month and into March. We're then looking to make available the top side of the Y to the clients. So for them to be able to input their events either via the UI or via messaging moving into April and May, to really allow us to do a proper sort of end-to-end test for clients by the time we get to the June timeframe. It's a Q3 product launch, so there's not a great deal of time to get on board to be one of the early adopters, but there's still time in there to allow us to go through all the different parts of the testing and the customer's own build as well that they need to do.
Darren, sounds absolutely fantastic to me. Very innovative, as always, from Broadridge and DTCC. And look forward to reading more about this over the course of the year.